Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and can't tell you, I'm normally pretty excited, but very, very excited here. It's the 2nd of January, and we are doing a launch party for We Own Club of Colorado. And joined with me today, we've got some other participants, and I've also got the screen share for the Google Docs. The Google Docs should be linked in wherever that you're looking at this. And this is something that we'll probably set up when we get a little bit more presence for We Own Club of Colorado. But I've been having conversations. Some people can attest to these conversations more than others, especially Tyler, Mrs. Yonks, my superpower. So hopping in here, this Google Docs will organize our launch party. That's where we're at here today. And 2025, Tyler and I are very excited. These conversations are really rubber meets the road through investLOCAL.xyz. So I'm going to start off here. I'm not going to unpack, and I'm going to I've got another tab in this organizing docs that I'm probably going to move over, and I think that I've got that referenced right here. But anyway, gonna give a brief introduction, and I'm gonna let Tyler facilitate that. And if there's anybody that's on the Zoom right now that doesn't want to do an introduction, throw it in the chat, and we will uh, skip over you as far as doing an introduction. And this isn't something like I'm not exactly sure what our club meetings are look like, but anyway, let me go ahead and do an intro. So, good afternoon, everybody. Yonks, and love building in public here. And what I'm really excited about with We Own Club of Colorado, and this is going to be baked into our mission, is to foster cooperative ownership using on-chain technology here in Colorado. And going to try to keep it as simple as that as far as the mission goes. And cooperative ownership, I could probably talk ad nauseum about this, but going to keep these introductions very short. Um, so anyway, over to you, Tyler.
Hi, everybody. I am Tyler Yonker, aka Mrs. Yonks. Super excited to be here. I am a former financial wholesaler and private equity broker turned crypto nerd, and I'm also a realtor and a real estate developer now. So, working on some of our tokenized projects, Regen Village, and a bunch of our other stuff that we got going on. Um, yeah, just really excited about everything that blockchain can turn into in terms of the ownership economy. So, Stephen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Stephen Crump, and I'm out of Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Louisiana. And I am new to it all. My background is media, entertainment, and technology, but now I'm getting into the dev side of it, looking to build things and looking to try to make sure that the wealth is shared throughout the entire supply chain from the creator to the consumer and all parties in between. And hoping to get up to speed with the Yonks, I'm gonna say, and kind of go from there. But I'm looking forward to things. Thanks.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. And Ala, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm been in Denver for 60 plus and actually live in the suburbs now, but I've been a real estate broker for more than half of those. And my um, current situation is I sold my home 3 years ago, and my free lease ran out a week ago. And my RV that I'm planning on jumping in and heading down the road with is in the shop for a new motor. And when I get it back, I will be heading south, hopefully to be in somewhere in the New Orleans, Florida area by the middle of 2025.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. And so let's just hop right into our launch party here. So I've got a section. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is some of the best practices. And just to talk about best practices, I really believe in a find, implement, and refine. And that's one of the things that we're really going to be facilitating through investLOCAL.xyz as well as WeOwn.Network. And this is functionally going to be our flagship club within WeOwn.Club and WeOwn.Network. And this is one of the things here, as far as a best practice, I normally like to create a hot wallet for a particular project or brand or whatever the case may be. And this WeOwn Club of Colorado, today's launch party is functionally going to be our official launch for this. And we're going to do a couple things here during the course of this to really spin up our unincorporated nonprofit association. And the only person that's not here right now, and hopefully she will be joining us shortly, is I Am Lotus. And one of the things on this Google Docs, let me go to this tab here real quick. So going to the main tab, I'm on the tab here under milestones and roadmap. So going to the main tab, this has our key stakeholders, myself, Mrs. Yonks, and I Am Lotus are going to be the founding club leadership. In Wyoming, you only have to have 2 people to organize an unincorporated nonprofit association. And so this is one of the things that we're planning to do, is to create a blueprint, some templates with Invest Local. And anyway, getting back to our launch party tab, so created a hot wallet using Coinbase earlier. And let me see here real quick. Here it is. And I'm going to bring open this tab. So here was something else on this next tab. The CO.WeOwn.Club. This is functionally an ETH subdomain. And you'll see here momentarily how that we're actually going to be using this. This is a prerequisite for creating a space on Snapshot. And this is one of the things, like this link here is some of the other stuff that I've done. I think that this just says parked on the bun. Yeah, because WeOwn.Club. So one of the other things that we may do, and we'll see if we can get it done, I'm actually planning to create a www subdomain on this subdomain as well. So anyway, official club email address. And one of the things that we've had some conversations with is our attempt to de-Google ourselves a little bit. So we actually created a club email address using Proton Mail. So talking about before I move on to some of the building blocks that we're going to unpack here during this launch party, does anybody want to ask any questions, provide some feedback on some of these previously completed items?
No, they look pretty good. Yeah, I just learned something new, so there's that.
And this is one of the things, Stephen, that we're absolutely going to be documenting through Invest Local. I'm actually going to go here in a new tab to investlocal.xyz. Right now, it redirects to a link tree. And this Google Docs is where I've been spending a good amount of time getting some documentation. We just completed our second working group. And now that I'm thinking about it, let me actually bring open the Let Us Meet for our next working group, because that's something that hasn't been finalized. And both you, Al, and Stephen, if you're wanting to participate in that, this is something that we can get scheduled here shortly after, and I'll probably schedule this, get this scheduled based upon added availability tomorrow, midday, Friday afternoon. Today's the 2nd. And let me throw this link in the Zoom. And let me bring it on screen here. So Let Us Meet is the, and I think both you, Al, and Stephen have used Let Us Meet. This is a tool that we use to find the most inclusive. And this is, as you can see, something that we're planning to host here in the next couple of days, and likely probably not going to be tomorrow, but we do have this time slot 4 to 5 tomorrow that's looking appealing. So anyway, feel free to add your availability. I'll throw a update on Telegram to get everybody motivated that may want to participate on this. Because one of the things that we're planning to do, and this is a benefit to both you, Stephen, and Al, is the people that are participating in these Invest Local pre-launch conversations. We're actually planning to provide a free lifetime membership to WeOwn.Network, which we're going to be valuing at $47 a year. So this is Invest Local. We're functionally going to be launching WeOwn.Network through that, and this is one of the benefits of the WeOwn.Network membership will be being able to participate in the club here. And that's just a way that we can grow the ecosystem in a more sustainable manner. We will likely, as time goes on, have dozens and hopefully sooner than later, hundreds or potentially thousands of these hyperlocal investment clubs nationally and globally. All right. So, and one other thing, talking about this is something here, compliance. One of the things that we're going to be absolutely experimenting here with this club, We Own Club of Colorado, is with KYC. Let me go to KYC. KYC is a common acronym, used industry acronym for Know Your Customer. And there's two service providers that we're going to be exploring for doing KYC. And one of the decisions that a founding club leadership will have to make is whether that they're going to be imposing KYC. And there will likely be benefits for clubs that do have KYC requirements, but that's something that we don't have enough maturity within our ecosystem yet. And where this will really come into play is around the liquidity of these tokenized real world assets. And we're just going to call them P token, which stands for property token. P token is something that we're working on getting trademarked within our ecosystem. So KYC persona has already been on my radar for exploring. Talking about compliance, we are huge fans of doing business in Wyoming, and this, and I'm gonna actually share this Google Doc. Actually, it's just on Invest Local. You can get the Google Doc, so that's easy enough to find. But anybody want to chime in some thoughts on compliance or KYC before we move on to the next topic?
No, I'm good enough to speed on KYC, and we just have to pick a provider. So once we get to that point, I guess I'll learn something a little bit newer.
Yeah, and on that note, gonna put it out to anybody. Send me a DM if you're interested in being in these conversations with these particular providers. I've personally never implemented a KYC in a workflow. So this will be a new experience for myself as well. And the reason that we're using these two service providers is Charmverse, a tool that we're going to be using for facilitating club management, has integration with both Synapse and Persona. All right, so club building blocks, Genesis proposal. So let's talk about the Genesis proposal. This is something that's still in a draft. I've got it linked here, and I'll throw the link in the live stream for everybody. This doesn't have any meat in it at all yet. This is something that I was hoping to spend a little bit more time on. I'm hoping that we can get this, and this Genesis proposal is designed to be signed by the founding club leadership. We will likely create and one of the things, just thinking through a workflow, we will probably have people sign the Genesis proposal as a part of the onboarding process until we create our club constitution, which is our governing principles and established practices, and going to put forward a goal of doing that by March the 3rd, which is going to be known as 3-Win Day within our ecosystem. So, and that'll be just on the heels of ETH Denver 2025. So, and that's something that I'm going to kind of bake into the Genesis proposal. But I'll send this via email to everybody from the official club email address from WeOwn.Club of Colorado. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to spend too much time going to the Denver BitDevs meetup here tonight. So create an NFT for on-chain organization. This is also going to be my personal first experience using OTO, or however that you say that. And this is something that's shown up on my radar for using in the past. And it looks like that they are building an increasingly solid platform. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the tab here for, and this I'm pretty sure is my WeOwn.Club, Colorado WeOwn.Club profile. That's another thing that I do in Brave for projects, is have different profiles for making it easy to keep things separate, because one of the things that it does is cookies and all that other stuff. So anyway, let's go here. OTO.CO, and I'm pretty sure it's .io, but it is indeed. So accept cookies, and I'll throw this link on the restream here, getting ready to create our on-chain company using Otoko. So has anybody on used or have heard of this platform before?
I have. I'm looking at dealing with them now about some things. So it's kind of good that you wound up here, because that lets me know we are kind of on the right track with things. But they look like they're building a pretty good ecosystem.
Yeah, and like I've said, I've not used them, so this isn't me vouching and having a good experience. But what we're looking to do here, scrolling down to the different services that they offer, the one that we're going to do is the unincorporated DAO. And it's free except transaction costs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Now. This is something here that the way that I love to roll is that we like to do things. So let's see. Token quantity. I'm not sure. Do we have to do a token on this? If we have to do a token, I don't really want to use this for doing a token. That's not what I was hoping for. I guess we could. I mean,
They're very active in their Telegram. I can tell you that much. I generally run into a problem, I immediately go to the Telegram forum and ask them a question.
well, let's go ahead and do this. I don't know if that we'll use it, and that's the great thing about this, is that this unincorporated DAO has no cost, and this is us experimenting. I get a little concerned though when I see a token quantity here, and I don't know how much capabilities that this has from a smart contract standpoint. So, because I was thinking that it would just spin up like an NFT, like one NFT to represent the on-chain organization. So I'm gonna actually skip this right now, because wanting to use Unlock Protocol to represent the club membership here, and we will also be using Hats Protocol, but there's some different reasons wanting to use Unlock Protocol is an ERC 721, and Hats Protocol is a ERC 1155. But just from an administration standpoint, so let's go ahead and do that, because that's definitely one of the things wanting to do. Let me just get unlock protocol. Have you ever created, Stephen or Al, something using unlock protocol before?
No,
Not here.
I just looked at it. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet. I've just been trying to figure out what method of the madness I'm going to take.
So I clicked on launch app. That's going to the app.unlock-protocol.com, and going to continue with a Coinbase wallet here. And I need the password. Let me grab that real quick. So CO.WeOwn.Club.eth, create lock. And this is something, one of the reasons too that using unlock protocol is, and I see I am Lotus as joining here, so I will pause this for a moment. Good afternoon. I am Lotus. So glad that you are able to join us. Was literally just going through to create our membership NFT on Unlock. And I know that this isn't the first time that you've been on one of our Zoom and live streams where we've created an Unlock for other things in the past. So create an on-chain subscription. One of the reasons that like using Unlock, and one of the things that we are planning to do with this club is have it be free from like a no cost standpoint. And this is something that each club will be able to make a decision on. Like, we're really planning to create some incentives for creating new P token assets through a particular club that we think that it will provide some club sustainability without having to impose an operating fee. Because there's going to be a little cost for maintaining an organization, even an unincorporated nonprofit association, which I would easily be able to debate. Almost anyone should have the least amount of OpEx for maintaining an entity compared to other things. But anyway, let's get on here with the. So I need to send some ETH over here. So I'm going to do that real quick from my wallet so that we can do a transaction here on Base. So we're going to be creating this on Base. This is another decision that club leaders will have to make. And with WeOwn.Club, WeOwn.Network, our entire DAO ecosystem, we're leaning heavily into Base. We're also planning to use CeLO a little bit, or Celo, however you say it, whenever they migrate to the OP super stack as an L2 in Ethereum. That should happen here, I think, in quarter 1, but I'm not going to unpack what all that's going to look like. So anyway, I'm going to send a little bit of ETH over here. Send 0.01. So I'm just sending 0.01 ETH, and that should show up here momentarily from Yonks. Oh, that was wrong one here. Let's see, tokens.
I've got coin tracker alerts set up, Jason. So when you did that, I just emailed me and said there's a new transaction in your account. Freaking love coin tracker.
Yes, thanks for mentioning that. And I don't know if that's sent over. I think I canceled the transaction, but anyway, because I started doing it with the mainnet instead of on Base, and this needs to be on on base. Just a side note, and you can see here that just showed up here real quick. So if I do a refresh over here on unlock, let's switch to base. So member of the own Club of Colorado. Let's see. Renew every I don't know if the renewal period matters. So this transaction cost is costing about 13 cents in Ethereum on base. One of the things that I was going to mention is our onboarding process, fast forward 6 months from now, is likely going to look very, very, very different than it does today. One of the things that has unfolded in 2024, and now that we're in 2025, we are going to be seeing that unpack quite a lot, is account abstraction. And that's one of the things that we're planning to implement at 3Win Social within our ecosystem. I'm not going to unpack what that looks like right now. So, okay, here is your lock was successfully deployed. And one of the reasons that I love Unlock Protocol is because of the composability that they get within the ecosystem. And this is something that you'll see here momentarily when we start going through and setting up some of the other stuff using our Unlock Protocol member NFT here. So let's go ahead and click on the Start Managing It button. So this is one of the things that you can see what the dashboard looks like here. Member of WeOwn Club of Colorado. So like, for example, this is something, this smart contract, and here's the contract address. I'm going to actually go ahead and click on this. I'm going to throw this in the Zoom here for everybody so that if anybody likes to geek out on the Block Explorer, that you can take a look at that. And I'm going to also put a message on the restream for everybody. Here is the Block Explorer URL for the Unlock Protocol NFT. And we're going to call that proof of membership NFT. So this is what I just put in the chat there. I'm going to put that right down here. It's a little bullet point on our, Google Doc. So this is also something that we would want to make note of, like in our thing. And there's multiple different reasons that like Unlock Protocol, but one of it is it's a very easy tool for easily, like here, download member list. You think about like from a club management standpoint, one of the other things is that Unlock Protocol makes it very easy for, let's say that a club, they start operating and they're like, okay, well, after we have looked at what our books look like, we need to charge our club members $10 a year or $20 a year or $10 a month. It's completely up to the club to decide. And this provides a very easy functionality where you can even get Stripe integration and just move this. And this is one of the tools again. Anyway, so this also provides the functionality for airdropping keys. So let's actually do a airdrop right now for this. So I'm going to start off with the first wallet address, the hot wallet, WeOwn.Club.eth. And this is another cool thing, is that it uses ENS as well. I'm going to take this off screen real quick. let's see. Actually, yeah. I'll do the airdrop later, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. Or I'll do just the airdrop for the club. Let's see. CO dot own. And this is gonna never, there's an option here for never expire. And here's what that transaction looks like. I've got the main window off screen because let's see. Okay, I can bring this back on screen. Successfully granted one key. So I'll airdrop the NFT to the founding club leaders. I'll catch up with you, Stephen and Al, offline, and we'll get the wallet address for you guys over here too. And this is something too, like one of the prerequisites or contributions that we're looking to is $100 a month. And this is another thing that we're going to be exploring, superfluid.finance. This isn't something that we're going to be setting up, but the goal, instead of just doing like a one transaction, like $100 a month, like on whatever day of the month, we're actually planning to use Superfluid and or whatever other tools that we may want to evaluate. Superfluid is really one of the leaders, but this provides the capability for us to set up a stream, and it's just one transaction, and then as long as your money or your wallet doesn't run out of funds, so it'll just ping your wallet on a regular interval, and it's basically like an ongoing money flow. And that's one of the things like that we will work on creating some automation. Like one of the things that's really unfolding is AI agents. And we're going to start having more conversations around AI agents. And one of the AI agents that we're wanting to make within our ecosystem is for investment club management. We're wanting to make this super easy for club leaders to set up, and not only club leaders, but club members to participate and operate within. So looking over here, this is getting back to the Unlock Protocol dashboard. This is what the dashboard looks like, and one of the things that I think can do. Let me see here if there's a settings, membership terms. I'll just go through these tabs here so that you all can see what some of the capabilities are here of this. So payments, this is something that talked about right now. We Own Club of Colorado is going to be a no cost. We're going to work on getting the workflow for WeOwn.Network members that would like to join. And that's something that we will work into our documenting within our established practices. Roles, lock manager and key grantor. And this is something that we can explore. This isn't something that I've played around with, but when you talk about a key grantor, like when you think about a role, like maybe a secretary or just any of the club leadership can potentially revoke or whatever the case may be. So this is some of the things that we can implement the existing Unlock protocol for making managing our on-chain club as easy as possible. I'm not going to go to the emails tab because I'm wanting to keep the club email address off the record here. And some other third-party stuff, but I haven't really used a lot of the stuff because the basic stuff is really. But anyway, does anybody have any questions about we have successfully created now our on-chain representation, but does anybody have any questions about Unlock Protocol here before we get down the other list for some other stuff?
No, I'm pretty good on it. Kind of like this walkthrough because I was looking at it as well, but hadn't decided on anything. But that was pretty smooth, so I'll be looking at it. That and the download member list saves me future headaches if we need to move to anything else. So that right there sells me on it.
Yeah, and you saw there, Stephen, that it literally costs like 13 cents of transaction to create this smart contract, and
Right.
it's a well maintained too. Like I've contributed on and off in to Unlock Protocol DAO here in all the way going back to 2021. Um,
You,
but
you, I did as well, but I need to check my records. I think I did. I don't know. I'll check my records. I do believe so. That and superfluid, I'm really interested in superfluid. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too that, like I said, what the process looks like for us here in January is going to look very, very different than what it looks like fast forward 6 months from now, like especially after we've implemented account abstraction. One of the things that we're planning to do with 3Win Social is have our own white labeled mobile app where somebody will be able to download 3Win Social from the Android or the Apple Play Store, and then the opportunity for us to just add an amazing UX UI for our ecosystem at large. And this is one of the primary things that we're really wanting to streamline. Because this is one of the solutions. Invest local in these hyper local investment clubs that I think can have a lot of impact on local communities. So let's actually do some more rubber meets the road. I'm going to just check our documents. So look, I didn't even get, and I'm going to put a comment on this. Let's see, comment, putting on hold as it looks like was going to create an additional smart contract, which may be redundant. Comment. So, skipping the on-chain organization. So let's actually Charmverse. During our last Invest Local working group, unpacked collab.invest.local. I haven't even updated the link tree with this, but this is built using Charmverse. And Charmverse, these are different Charmverse spaces that Yonks.eth, myself, participate in. Several of these are our own ecosystem, DunaDAO, EDUchain.club, and here we are looking at Invest Local. So over here, I'm going to go back to the hot wallet, CO.WeOwn.Club, and just go here to Charverse. And we're actually going to go through right now and create our on-chain community for WeOwn Club of Colorado. So we're going to go ahead and sign up. I've never signed up using this hot wallet here, co.weown.club.eth. Sign up with Coinbase wallet and sign a transaction. And this doesn't have any cost. I'm not exactly sure what the ongoing costs look like. One of the reasons that love Charmverse is that you can use a custom domain, and it really has a lot of fabulous integrations. Mentioned KYC integration. So right now, this is another opportunity with Invest Local. You can see some spaces that are some of the out-of-the-box spaces. And this may be an opportunity for Invest Local to work on creating an investment club space. I don't know if there will be really anything different that we need, but that may be something that we can contemplate. I for for Invest Local, use the impact community. So we're going to call this co.weown.club. Get started. Welcome to Charmverse. I agree to the terms. And I'm going to take this off so that I don't have to do that right now. Next. About me. So co.weown.club. Love dot. And you can already see NFTs. Like this is the member of We Own Club of Colorado, the NFT that just went through and airdropped. One of the reasons that also like Charmverse is if you go through some effort of setting up like if you have your own ENS domain, it makes it super easy. Like when I joined another Charmverse space, I didn't have to go through and set up any profile because it just imported my decentralized identity from other places. I'm not sure if it's what it's wanting here because I don't see the it's got a required field that I'm not sure what it is. So that was funny. It needed a valid Twitter URL. Okay, so the space is created. Literally took a couple minutes. Now, this is again using the template, and we really want to get this created. So one of the settings that we're going to do is over here on roles and permissions. We're going to create a new role, add a role of member, and let's see, create role. And we're going to create over here on invites, we're going to add a token gate. And this is where we're going to use the details from Unlock Protocol. So over here under digital collectibles, this is where there's Unlock Protocol, and you can see how easily that Unlock Protocol or how well that Unlock Protocol has integration with Charmverse. So we created our smart contract on Base, and going over here to here's our smart contract address, just copying that from the Unlock dashboard and putting this in our Charmverse space. So Unlock Protocol, member of We Own Club of Colorado. Bada boom, bada bing, confirm. Now, when I airdrop oh, and one other thing need to do here, this is where assign the role, member. And I'm not gonna, the address meets the requirements because I airdropped the NFTs. So this is where when I go through an airdrop, the rest of us are member NFT. We will be able to go to We Own Club and get a member role here in our Charmverse space. And one of the other things too, just looking at the settings, one of the things that I like about Charmverse is that we can do a custom domain. And this is where I'm planning to do a WeOwn CO.WeOwn.Club as a custom domain. And anyway, that's going to be our domain for our club here on Charmverse. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm not going to go through the steps of doing the domain provider. Tyler and I are big fans of pork bun. This is something that I'll do when our launch party concludes. But does anybody have any questions about Charmverse?
No, finding it seems pretty full service. So going to be looking at it in a little while once we get off the call.
Nice. And it's I think and let me go back to the features that it has here. So this is the stuff that it's got out of the box: member directory, proposals, forum, and rewards. And it has a lot of documentation just here with this template as far as those four things that I just mentioned. And you will see, I'll send out an email from the club email once I get some more things, like get the custom domain online. The plan with our Genesis proposal is to get our Genesis proposal drafted. And then this is something that I was mentioning over here. plan is to have club leaders use ethsign.xyz for this document. Ethsign, we've used ethsign for some various different things. This is really getting baked into sign protocol. This is maybe even something that we can work on getting some integrations here, like just looking at the integrations with Charmverse. I'm going to work on getting Snapshot set up, and this is something that might do here. Let's actually just do that real quick because it shouldn't take that long. Snapshot.box.org is their and they built their version 2 of Snapshot. We've used Snapshot for quite a while. Like over here on searching for space 3win.eth. 3win Social is our ecosystem hub. And this is something that we will likely be having. Let's see. So we will likely create something here for our club under Invest Local, but I'll work on that later. So let me actually go ahead. I was going to just create this real quick here. I'm going to go ahead and follow this space. So I just signed in. This is again signing in with the Coinbase hot wallet here for the club. Just thinking about roles and responsibilities of club leadership. That's something that will functionally likely be a role of the club president to maintain the hot wallet. And that's something that whenever I transition club leadership over, we can create a transition process for the exiting club leadership president or whatever that may look like. But anyway, let's go ahead to let's see. I'm going to go to snapshot.org and see if there's a create space there. Right here, create new space, connect. And let me see if I've got the everything set up. Might have to transfer. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have the domain set up right here on. But anyway, we're here at the top of the hour. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I got through most of the stuff that was wanting to do. Could bang out some of this stuff. I will likely create a separate video for creating the snapshot space. Just so that other people can have that. And that's one of the things that want to do. But I'm going to stop talking here and let whomever that wants to ask some questions. But yeah, really excited about getting this club launched here, and we will work on getting the superfluid stream set up and get that documented so that people can actually start contributing. One of the other things that we are going to do, and I will likely just do another video for that, is one of the things that we need to create is a safe, a multi-sig safe, and we may have more than one multi-sig safe, but we definitely need a multi-sig safe where the contributions for the superfluid are going to be going into. And then when we decide on what the proposal for using those collective funds will look like, that's where we're going to continue to refine this process for bringing P-token assets to market through WeOwn.Club of Colorado and this network that we're creating. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking and let anybody else ask some questions as we're working on bringing our launch party to a close here on January 2nd.
Well, all I can say is that most of this is way over my head at this point, but I intend to learn more and, look forward to being an investor at a minimum.
No worries on the over your head out. We're all learning together, and the only reason that I know this stuff as well as I do is that this is something that we have been. This isn't needless to say the first conversations that we've had about getting this investment club started. So yes, and definitely have used Unlock Protocol quite a lot over the last years, and going to be using that quite a lot going forward as well.
Looking forward.
Yeah, it's top of the hour, so I know you need to go, but I'd like a side setup video starting with the EVM on down to what we did today. That would be a nice little a side training course.
When you say a side training course, like what we
Kind
could
of,
have some side conversations about what your thoughts are on that, Stephen.
yeah, from like you started with EVM wallet, you created a wallet for CO.WeOwn.Club, and down there we've gone from yeah, we started from the EVM hot wallet on down to where we stopped at today. Like those steps, if that's a side journey, I'd love to take you with you so I could better understand it. Because some of the things are new to me, like Proton Mail to me is new, and some of the other products that you're using, I've heard of them, but I've just never used them before. So trying to see your thoughts and insights on how you're configuring We Own Club is something to see. Can I carry going forward as well? So just
Yeah,
trying to.
no, absolutely. And like one of the things that we'll be having more conversations about is right now the plan is to create a WeOwn.Network on-chain boot camp uh, to onboard, and that's going to be like a 2 hour onboarding. And we already have January 30th reserved here in Boulder at the Boulder Public Library for doing our first one. And that's one of the things that we are going to be. That'll functionally be our where we will begin onboarding members through promoting that into WeOwn.Network. And one of the benefits that those of us here that are participating ourselves on this Invest Local, and this is functionally an extension of Invest Local, this launch party here for WeOwn.Club of Colorado, will receive a lifetime membership to WeOwn.Network. And that's just one of the things that we're wanting to do as a thank you, because the process will look much more refined here, especially after we implement the account abstraction within our ecosystem. Because, like, creating this hot wallet, that may be a very simple process that says, hey, here's my Gmail account, let me sign up for WeOwn.Network. And then what gets created in the background without their knowledge is a hot wallet for our ecosystem. And then, like, as they continue to go through various things, they won't even have to go through the process of creating their own Coinbase wallet. So I think that that can potentially unfold pretty quickly. And that's one of the things that we will work on doing, is creating little snippets of content to really make the user journey, the onboarding experience as easy as possible. But that 2 hour IRL boot camp is really where we're going to be unpacking rubber meets the road about our ecosystem in a very consumable and digestible format.
Okay, looking forward to it.
So I am Lotus. Good afternoon. Did you want to bring any words of wisdom, closing thoughts before we
Uh,
call this a wrap?
I'm just congratulating all of us, I guess, for reaching this point. I know it's been a long journey, but I am very much happy that we are here right now. That's all I have to say. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, happy New Year to everybody. And it's been a longer journey for some of us, and you've been with us, I am Lotus, for all the way back to April, May, June, quarter two of 2021. And as I mentioned here, I don't think you had joined us quite yet, but only yourself, besides Mrs. Yonks, Tyler, can attest to how many conversations we've had about on-chain investment clubs, and the technology has really came a long way in the last several years and that's one of the things that will only get better and better. But one of the things too, just to plant a little teaser here, we're planning to create our own ecosystem stablecoin on the heels of the U.S. Stablecoin legislation passing, and assuming that that passes here in 2025, we'll unpack that, and then we'll be working on creating that. But in the interim, we are planning to use Base, use USDC on Base. One of the exciting things that exists, and I don't know what that would look like with our account abstraction, but anyway, we'll have more conversations. Already 8 minutes past the hour here, but final thoughts, anybody, before we call it a wrap here today?
Just looking forward to the journey.
Yes, 2025 is going to be exciting, and 2025 is a great year to launch. It'll be fun to see what happens. But everybody have a fun and safe rest of your week as we are kicking off 2025 here.
Bye.